Rec League podcast. Tell your friends and your neighbors, tell your family and your haters. Available on Podbean, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Good Pods, Pocket Cast, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 155. Coming soon. Yo! Whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So I just watched Last Breath. It is a drama. It is a thriller of sorts. Not necessarily a natural disaster movie, but it is, in a way, man versus the elements. It stars Woody Harrelson, Simu Liu, and Finn Cole. It is directed by Alex Parkinson, who directed a documentary based on what really happened, and they just flipped that documentary into a big studio movie. Due to all the goings on around these guys, their survival cables get messed with, and one of them separates from the team, and everybody else is just trying to find this guy and save his life. This is one that I won't say I was like overly excited about, but just hearing about the story, the trailer showed enough to get me interested, but not so much that I knew all the intricate details. And I wasn't sure my theater was going to get it. Once I saw on Tuesday that it was gonna be here, then I was gonna be there. And I feel like Woody Harrelson is just that dude. He's just old reliable in Hollywood. He's just good in everything he does, even though he's one of those play the same role guys in everything he does. And somewhere, Barbie maybe, Simu Liu is getting typecast as just like the overly serious prick. He does it well. It's not a knock. The stare down with Ken, Ryan Gosling in Barbie. So okay, Simu Liu is Mr. Serious in everything he's in. The Mark Wahlberg dog movie, the deep sea diving tragedy movie. He's the serious guy. He's good in those roles. I hope what I see him in next, Avengers Doomsday, is we know Shang-Chi is new to whatever. That's a different video, but he's good. Finn Cole is the guy that is the hero, is the primary focus, protagonist. What we learn about him and what happens when it happens, you obviously feel wow, man, me personally, I'm a bitch. There's no way I could survive anything like this. I'd be toast. Humans, when their back is against the wall and they have to do miraculous things, can accomplish those things. We see it in movies all the time. True stories showing how humans survive, and I just know I'm not one of those humans. It's insane. I liked the performances. I thought the execution of the movie was good enough. There were a couple shots that looked documentarian, if that's a word. But there's some beautiful landscape shots of Scotland, I think. And there's wide shots of the ocean where you just see a light, and stuff like that is cool to me. So it's shot good enough. And then the third act, that's where it hits you. That's where the gut punch in the feels, in any emotional cortex that a human might have, the human receptors that make you want to well up and shed a couple tears because of the results of this horrific event. This is a solid enough watch. I don't think anybody is gonna have a bad time watching this movie. with all that being said, man, I will say that in my opinion, Last Breath is almost dope. Have you seen Last Breath, man? What you think? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. I recently put up reviews for Captain America Brave New World and Paddington in Peru. Check those out for me. Next weekend, I want to watch and review Mickey 17. The weekend after, the hope is Novocaine and Black Bag. But we'll see what my theater gets. And then Rec League Podcast coming in the next few days. We're going to talk about 1995. Dope year for movies. Hella classics. Be on the lookout for all of that, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me? Watch these credits. Peace.